Welcome everybody. We are back again on session on enhancing well-being and health for short success. And with me, Dr. Amita, as pleasant as always. And today we are going to be talking about something which is really bothering everybody, and we'll see how we can fix it. So, ma'am, we are going to be talking about three important words of today which are really making people sad. So the words are stress, anxiety, and depression. So can you take us through these three words?
Yeah, so Ashima, these three words, as you mentioned,
Yeah.
so when we talk in terms of three words, and most youngsters, even people our age, also want to, hear these three words from our loved ones. I love you. और
Yeah.
ये तीन इसमें पूरी जन्नत पूरा जहां समा
I love
जाता
you
है.
also, ma'am.
I love you, Ashima. I love you too. So ये जो words हैं, जब हम ऐसा एक दूसरे के साथ बोलते हैं, करते हैं, अपने loved ones के साथ share करते हैं, तो sad, stress, anxiety and depression कहाँ रहा? आप बताइए, है ना?
Right.
So
Absolutely.
yeah, so और स्पेशली ये पैंडेमिक में मेंटल हेल्थ पैंडेमिक हैज एक्चुअली इरप्टेड लाइक अ वोल्केनो. व्हाई? बिकॉज रिलेशनशिप्स हैव गॉन फॉर अ सिक्स, especially in these times. Everyone
We
is
would be
thrown
talking, we
together.
are bringing in our relationship series soon. So stay tuned and we'll be talking a lot about relationships. So sorry, ma'am, let's go on to understanding stress, anxiety, and depression.
And the three words: stress, anxiety, and depression. Now, what is stress? Stress is when Ashima is saying, "Oh God, I'm overwhelmed," and "Oh Ashima, I want to do this. And मैंने ये करना था, वो करना था, ये रह गया, मेरा ये करना है. Oh God, and I'm not able to breathe properly. My body starts trembling. I'm not able to even hold my pen properly. I want to write 5 points, to-do list and all. वो नहीं हो रहा. My mind is going, in 5 different directions at the same time because I want to do those things. I want to achieve those things by today. So
in
when we're
simple
talking,
words, ma'am, we are losing control of our body, right? And our mind.
Yes. So overwhelmed by emotions when we get, that is stress. Okay. The current emotions. Abhi, yahan par, abhi, here and now, what is happening to us in terms of pressures in the mind, that is stress. And stress inhibits us from performing to our potential.
Yeah.
Right?
So stress is something which is, but why is it happening? Why are we letting go of the mind and the body? Why are we doing that? Why is it happening to everybody?
Because we want to overperform. बहुत ज़्यादा, बहुत जल्दी हमें चाहिए.
Oh, so
we are not willing to wait. That is the, this generation, it is turning into like what you say, human robots. So बहुत ज़्यादा, बहुत जल्दी चाहिए. और competition, it's a rat race. All of us want to do this, और कहीं पीछे वाला हमसे आगे ना निकल जाए. So that mindset is there. So stress बहुत बातों का होता है. बच्चों को पेरेंट्स का हो जाएगा, टीचर्स का हो जाएगा, मेड नहीं आई, उसका स्ट्रेस हो गया, एकदम से हम लोग रिलैक्स होके बैठे. And what if a call comes and maid says के I have this issue, I'm not able to come today. Suddenly everything will go for a six. That is stress, current scenario.
So what you're trying to say is anything and everything which concerns us and we over expect and we overreact or we are over concerned, it is gonna cause stress.
Is going to cause physiological changes in the body. Mind will get agitated, body will get agitated. Mind and body are in sync with each other. इसीलिए relaxation में, therapies में later on, we'll be coming to those segments also. Yes, about therapy, absolutely, about managing things. But you manage one, you manage the mind, body will get stabilized. Or absolutely. You manage the body, mind will get stabilized. They are in sync with each other. It's a very scientific principle in management.
So it's about taking charge instead of getting overwhelmed. And that is about stress. And you said stress is all about what is happening here and now. Did I get it right? It's about right now, what is happening. Okay, and then what is anxiety?
Okay, so anxiety is when we are worrying unnecessarily about what is going to happen in future. Anticipating future worry is anxiety. What if that happens? What if it doesn't turn up? What if he says something which I will not like? I mean,
Okay.
young bride for the first time going to her parents' place, going to her
Hmm.
in-laws' place, from from US or from UK, people from there also. I mean,
Yeah.
they're getting married and they want to come into India and meet the families, their respective families, and there's lots of fear and lots of scare is there. What
Hmm.
if this happens? And most of the time, my sessions are just focusing on what if this does not happen, and why is going to happen? Tell me.
Yeah, I
I
think we are
mean,
gonna be taking case studies also. That is something which is gonna help people in a major way. So what you're trying to say, what you're telling us, ma'am, is that anxiety is all about what if, means anticipation of future. अभी जो present है उसकी worry भी कर रहे हैं, stress ले रहे हैं, present में क्या क्यों नहीं हो रहा, कैसे नहीं हो रहा, ऐसे होना चाहिए, वैसे होना चाहिए, और future में कैसा होगा, क्यों होगा, ऐसा नहीं हुआ तो फिर क्या होगा. So we are unnecessarily worrying about things in future, and that's causing us anxiety. Oh,
inside.
and depression.
Depression is from the word D,
Mhm.
dark bit of dejection. So पीछे जा रहे हैं. We are regressing into past. My mom said this thing to me when I was 5 years old. My teacher did this to me, and she made a fool of me, and she made me
My
look very
husband keeps
stupid.
saying wrong things. My mother-in-law said this to me.
Yeah, so 10 years back, 5 years back, 15 years back, this happened to me. My
Hmm.
friend said this and I could not answer back. Or maybe actual provocative situations may have happened where we may have felt helpless that moment. But
Yeah.
we were 10 years, 15 years younger. The situations were different, we were different, and the people around us were different. Today,
Hmm.
things are totally different, but our mind refuses to believe that, and we want to relive the past every day and whine. So that is what we are whining all the time,
Hmm.
ranting all the time about the past. So that is dark pit of dejection, depression.
All right. So depression is all about going to past. So stress, as you told me before we were beginning, stress is S, A is anxiety, and D is depression. And all these three words together make SAD, sad. And they are making us sad because we are letting them to make us do it like that. Because we are not wanting to live in here and now. We are not being mindful. We are not trying to enjoy or anticipate the right things in the right way. We are living in doubt and confusion and too much of stress, and these are the three important words. I hope everybody understood what SAD is doing to us. Don't let it do that to you. So that brings me to another section of it, which is what are the signs and symptoms, as you were talking about a bit. So can you just give us a detail about what are the signs and symptoms of stress, anxiety, and depression?
Most of these symptoms are camouflaged actually,
Uh-huh.
but we can have stress, anxiety, and depression at the same time. It's
Oh, yeah.
not that if we are anxious, we may not be depressed,
Stressed.
or we may not be stressed.
Hmm.
All these three things can coexist peacefully in the mind, but not peacefully, agitatedly
They're
in the mind.
fighting, they're making us completely go berserk. We are completely losing control. We in any case are monkey minds. We have to learn to take control of our minds. Now we are losing control completely of the body, mind, and I don't know. We have to take charge of soul also. Now that is a different ball game altogether. पहले अपने दिमाग और अपनी body का तो control कर ले. Yeah. So the
Then
signs and symptoms are.
the signs and symptoms, then they are related.
Mhm.
You're feeling agitated, you're feeling emotional, you feel like crying, and there's heart palpitations. You can hear
Palpitation,
your own palpitations,
numbness.
pulsating. numbness, BP increases, and even the sugar levels also increase under stress. So
Absolutely, that's
if
physiological.
diabetic, you have to be careful. If you have cardiac issues, one has to be careful. So with age also, the cells also start degenerating. And when we add SAD, stress, anxiety, and depression on top of cell degeneration, which happens during the course of our aging process, we are compounding the effects of all these things, which which is detrimental to our body, mind, and soul. Soul also we'll be talking about in further
Yeah, we
segments
have to,
about
because there is a
therapy works.
connection, yeah, between the mind, body, and soul. They all are connected. So stay tuned. We'll be talking of them. And you just talked about symptoms. So anything, I mean, butterflies in the stomach, is that a sign of anxiety or
Yeah.
depression or
But if
yes,
yeah,
it
so
is.
panic attack, all these things, they are interrelated. So the symptoms get camouflaged, but most important, Ashima, we need to be careful as parents, as teachers, as caregivers, as well-wishers, as colleagues, is that if these signs persist and we see people around us and they are in low mood, low energy, कभी कभी हो जाता है, we are tired, we are fatigued, and we don't want to do anything much. I mean, there are days, maybe 1 or 2 days. That is why Sundays, the weekends are there to recoup and rest and relax and rejuvenate. But what happens is if we get stressed up even during weekends and are not able to take care of our body, mind, and soul, so what happens is all these symptoms, they get compounded. But when we talk about low energy, what is important is when we talk about low energy, low mood, and I'm not feeling happy, I'm not feeling good. But if these kind of thoughts process persist beyond 2 weeks, एक दिन, 2 दिन, 3 days, 4 days is okay.
Right.
But if these kind of emotional upheavals in the mind, physiological upheavals in the body, like you feel nauseated, you feel dizzy, you feel very fatigued, as if every energy from the body is being drained out. And if these symptoms persist beyond 2 weeks, this is the time to meet your mental health professional without any delay.
I think that was my second question. That I mean, not second. The next question, that what are the self-help tools, and what is the time we know that we have to go to a mental health professional? Are there any self-help tools also before we reach out to a mental health professional?
Certainly, there are self-help tools, and even after we reach out to mental health professional like a psychologist, clinical psychologist, a counseling psychologist, then they will help us, also give us certain perspectives about the situation in their therapies, and they will help us understand how to deal with those triggers and situations. Of course, all those things require deeper probings and therapeutic intervention, but we can self-empower ourselves. We can also self-empower ourselves even when we are having psychological consultations. Now, CLAT, CLAT. So what do you understand by CLAT, Ashima?
CLAT.
Yes.
CLAT.
Yeah. So that is the test for students who want to pursue law these days, है ना?
Yeah.
CLAT, CLAT. So यही हम therapy में भी use कर सकते हैं, CLAT, CLAT. Now what does this mean here in terms of self-empowerment? So clap therapy. So when we are clapping, like we can do 10 claps right now, and you tell me, Ashima, what is your perspective on, and what are you feeling after we have done those 10 claps? 1, 2,
3, 4, 5,
6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Wow.
Now, what are you feeling in your hands?
I think, yeah, a little relaxed feeling. Yeah.
Mind divert हो गया ना, जो पहले हम कुछ और कर रहे थे. So this clap therapy, do it 100 times. We do that with our patients in our OPDs at the hospital. So कोई भी issue होगा, किसी भी issue के लिए the person has come. One of the things we do with him, our team does with him, is clap therapy, and we do it 100 times together along with the patient. Even we bring the caregivers along. बैठो करते हैं, सब clapping करते हैं. But then the scientific reasoning is,
There is a
The
scientific
acupressure
reason.
points are here. There's a scientific reason. You know, the acupressure points are here.
Yes.
And then when these points get, you know, the rubbed, what is happening is the blood flow in the body, so it runs more smoothly. And the blockages in the body, in the nerves, they get cleared up. There is more easier blood flow, and blood flow goes to the brain also, and from brain we are getting the message. As you're getting the message, I'm feeling relaxed.
So this is the self-help tip of today, that you have to clap. We would be talking of more ways of clapping, but for today, start clapping 100 times the moment you feel that there is something which is bothering you, disturbing you, and you'll see the difference. Ma'am, anything else which you would want to say before we sign off for today, as we are all the
So
clock
we
is ticking?
complete.
Yeah.
So we complete the segment of CLAT. CLAT. C is for clap therapy. L is for laughter. So when we say, when we are laughing, so we cannot cry. So scientifically, we cannot have two emotions at one moment. In one moment, one cannot experience two emotions. हम
Right.
हंस रहे हैं तो रो नहीं सकते.
Right.
और हमेशा हम हंस भी नहीं सकते तो मुस्कुरा देते हैं, स्माइल. So that also is very very important. So CLAT का जो L है, L is for laughter. Then A is for art. You know, कुछ भी जैसे छोटे बच्चे लाइन्स मारना शुरू करते हैं, they feel so good. हम भी अगर कुछ भी ऐसे करते हैं, expressive arts therapy is another segment. लेकिन कुछ भी करें, we don't need to be an artist. But थोड़ा सा हम कुछ बना लेते हैं, कुछ coloring कर लेते हैं और paint कर लेते हैं, you feel so relaxed. So basically, we are trying to relax the mind, which will ultimately relax the body. So CLA and T is for talk therapy, and that is where your mental health professionals also come.
Yeah.
But talk is, if I am having some issue, so I'm going to ring up Ashima. You have 5 minutes. So when the person friends, one of our friends say you have 5 minutes or 2 minutes, means usko आधा घंटा हमसे बात करनी है. So be prepared to understand these, you know, underlying cues in the conversations. So talk therapy, talking to family and friends and colleagues, yes, it works. हमें लगता है कि हम अपना दुख शेयर करेंगे तो उसको पता चल जाएगा. What is he going to think of us? सबसे बड़ा रोग क्या कहेंगे
लोग क्या कहेंगे कि बातों में फंस के हम अपनी खुद की जिंदगी खराब कर देते हैं.
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल. Yeah.
Ma'am, this is so
CLAT,
wonderful. CLAT. Let me just say it again for everybody. It's C as in clap, L means laugh, A means do something, scribble something, draw something, just take colors and do something, you know, the draw, you know, if you just want to just
the artwork.
What are you saying?
The artwork. A
yes,
is for
so
art.
A is for art, and you go in for art. And then talk therapy. Mind you, talk therapy is very important. You can't keep your emotions bottled up. You've got to speak. You've got to look for a friend or two. Thank you very much, ma'am. I think this is one wonderful tip for everybody to take back. This is a self-help trip. But if you think you are able to do certain things, but there are certain more things which you really want to be taken care of, please reach out to Citizen Hospital, Dr. Amita Puri. The details are down there. And please take care of yourself. एक ही बार जिंदगी मिली है, उसको अच्छे से जीने का जो जिम्मेदारी है वो भी हमारे ऊपर ही है. Thank you very much, ma'am. Let's meet in the next session with a lot of more news and details for people to understand and take care, ladies and gentlemen. Bye-bye.